Okay, you guys, we are back with another banging video. The rapper chain is off, but it's still game on. I got my rapper chain here. It's still here. I've just retired it for the rest. Like, I'm so obsessed with this little glittery teddy bear. I don't know why. Anywho, we're here to talk about Coach Prime and his honey boo boo, Karrueche. Let me tell you something, guys. When a woman level up and they level up in the right way, it's just perfection. In this case, I would say this is pure fiction. And the internet, you guys know the internet loves to disagree, right? But when it comes to Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, and Karrueche, the internet is on one accord. And what do we know about the internet? When the internet is on one accord about a relationship, they're never wrong. Never. The internet was on one accord about Cardi B and Offset not getting married because it's gonna end sour and bitter. They were right. The internet was not on board with Cardi B getting on with Stefan Diggs the moment they identified and learned who Stefan Diggs is, and they've been right so far. The internet was on board with Riri, and Rocky still on board with them, and there are a few others that they called out and said wouldn't have worked, came to pass, and there were some where they said would have worked, and that happens. So, I'm just saying that to say, when the internet is on one accord about a relationship, you know they are right. The only relationship the internet was, the only relationship that the internet was not on one accord about, that I have to say that they were wrong, was Russell Wilson and Ciara. And I think it's because of our dear Aunt Wendy. If you remember when, we're going to get back to Coach Prime and Karrueche, but I want you guys to just learn some internet history, okay? If you guys remember when Ciara first brought Russell Wilson on the first red carpet, Russell Wilson didn't have a clue about much of what is going on, because while he has been on red carpet events, it's for the sporting arena, never for the entertainment scene, right? But he was like about to walk off when the camera crew, the paparazzis were asking Russell and Ciara for photos, and, Ciara was rushing after him to pull him back, and Wendy was like, no, honey, I don't like this. It's not a good look. And the internet was divided because some people could see that it was clear that Russell didn't understand what was going on. And so many people are so understanding about it. And so many people are saying Wendy is right. It's already given a red flag. But at the end of the day, look at Ciara and Russell Wilson now, right? So the internet, when they are on one accord, they are right. So with Karrueche, they were up in the mountains and she was in black for the gloves, the hat, the coat. She was just giving wealthy, at peace, happy, well taken care of. And one of the photos, she captioned it, I love it here. You also know that I shared with you guys, we spoke about Karrueche spending the Christmas at Deion Sanders' house, and it was never their tradition to get a Christmas tree. And Karrueche was like, if you want me to spend the Christmas holidays with you, you're gonna have to get a Christmas tree. We have to be in the Christmas spirit as a family. And Deion Sanders' kids, they don't call her Karrueche. They call her stepmom. Yes, they call her stepmom. They don't call her Karrueche. And those are young kids, and Karrueche bought them Christmas presents. Deion Sanders' grandson was there, and he was so fascinated with Karrueche. Karrueche was preparing, what did she make again? She made spaghetti, I think, yeah. What did she make again? I think it's spaghetti or something like that she had made. But you can definitely tell that Karrueche is in a very peaceful, happy place. And the internet is saying, you know what? They're so happy to see her at peace. And it really shows you that sometimes being with a fly guy actually cost you a lot. And they're talking about, the turmoils of being with someone like a Chris Brown who is hot and trendy, because those guys are always cheating, while someone with Coach Prime, he's slowing down in life. He had a bladder cancer. He had his bladder removed, and he has been recovering nicely. Before that, I think he lost 2 or 3 toes sometime around the pandemic. So when Karrueche and Deion Sanders initially, when it came out they were dating, many people were trolling her and saying she's too young to be with a man who's missing 3 toes or 2 toes and with artificial bladder. But the internet, most of the men were saying, Karrueche was too young and hot for that. But most of the women were saying it's because you guys are afraid that Karrueche will show young girls another way of life, because you guys were hot and very much active. You don't treat women right. And here we are, that was last year, the mid of last year, and the start of the new year, and they're no longer shying away from the public. It's out, and they're sharing more of themselves with us because they realize that a lot of people do enjoy seeing them together. And I believe that they're going to set the tone for a lot more healthy relationship in the future. Not the kind of relationship where younger girls date older men to be manipulated, by the older man like Cassie and Diddy, because if we're all being honest, Diddy did manipulate Cassie, but we're talking about, when younger girls date older men and they are treated with love, respect, and appreciation. And I think, with Karrueche and Deion Sanders, they have opened the door and they are leading the way and showing younger girls with older men how it's to be done. And I think that at Karrueche's age, she's not in her early 20s or even late 20s to say, oh, she's too young. She's in her 30s. And I think it is very much okay, with the age difference. Sometimes the age, I don't like to see older men dating girls in their early 20s. I don't like to see it because oftentimes it involves high manipulation tactics. Take that from me. Oftentimes it involves high manipulation tactics. But I'm definitely here for Coach Prime and Karrueche, and so too is the internet. I'm happy for them. So leave your comments below. Let me know what you guys think. While you're at it, do all you need to on this video to support your girl. Peace.